What's up, Atlan? Welcome back. Today I am breaking down the most inconvenient strategy for boosting your daily gold gains. And yeah, I say inconvenient for a reason. If you don't have the Phantasm Pass or the multi-potion, this is going to be a pain. But if you do have both, this method, it's totally doable. This is exactly why I decided to do this video now. There are different levels of how hard you can push this, but I'll show you the easiest and most balanced approach, the one that's actually convenient. I'll also cover ways to ramp it up, if you want to go full tryhard. In the end, it's your call how deep you want to go. Alright, let's break down the entire strategy step by step so you know exactly what to do and why. First up, the reason I built this strategy in the first place, the legendary potion. The one that boosts your gold gains by 10%. The catch is this buff is character bound, not account wide. So if you wanted to use all your energy on one character, you technically could, but double potions would quickly become a problem. You'd end up running the same stages over and over until it got mind-numblingly boring. But now things have changed, and here's why. If you have both the Phantasm Pass and the multiplier, you unlock something unique. I don't know if it's actually a bug, but it's certainly something unique. If we go here to adventure and watch our 6 privilege attempts, they don't just work for runs of 20 energy each, they actually work for an entire attempt. Again, I don't know if it's bugged or not, but they work for an entire attempt. No matter how much energy you spend, so you can dump 100 energy in one go and only use one privilege attempt. That means you can spend up to 600 energy in Purgatory or Conquest. For Conquest it's 300 without burning any double potions. That's actually sick. This makes the legendary potion strategy totally viable. The only real downside for true free-to-play players is that you should focus first on maxing out your gold outfit, get all your insignias, skill insignias and everything else you need before you start spending your materials on this method. It won't be doable in your first couple of months, but once you finished your key gacha purchases and you have a decent amount of gear on your alts, you will be ready. At that point, the best thing you can do with your materials is pick up those legendary potions 3 times per month, giving you 30 gold potions total. That way you can run the strategy every single day for a whole month. That's the first part, understanding the setup and why it works. Now let's move on to the next step. Alright, so most of what I covered before is basic knowledge, we have seen those things before, but let's move on to something that's technically old, but way more convenient now. Some guilds, especially alt guilds, prioritize the gold buff from the fleet. If you're not already in a fleet that does this, you should be. The gold buff can go up to 4%, just being in a guild with this buff adds up to 4% more gold to your runs. Here's where it gets better. If you run with a party member from your fleet, just one person, you get an extra 25 of that gold buffs total. So that's another 1% in that case. So just by running with one fleet mate, you can get a total of 5% extra gold. On top of that, there's intimacy or affinity, call it however you like. If you run with a friend, you get another gold buff, 2% at relationship level 15 and even more at level 30, could be 4, could be 5% depending on the cap, I'm not sure yet, for sure it's more. So if you do runs with a fleet mate who's also your friend at the same time, you're stacking more gold buffs. The best part, this used to be a pain to set up, but now it only takes 5 to 10 minutes. Your friend doesn't even have to spend the energy, they can just join your party with assist and chill while you burn through your runs. Then if your friend wants to do their own runs, you can return the favor in case you want to do Conquest, for example, and he wants to do Purgatory. If you want to push this further, you can add 2 more fleet mates to your party for another 2% total. But honestly, I don't bother with that, it's not worth the hassle for just a tiny boost. The sweet spot is running with just one friend who's also on your fleet. That's a solid, convenient 7 to 10% boost every single day. Realistically, you can stack up to 23% extra gold with this method, and if you want to go full tryhard with 4 people, you could hit 25, but for most players the 20 to 22 range is the most practical. Now about the golden fleet buff, the one that you get from the bar, which increases your gold gains by another 5%. Personally, I just log in with my 7 characters, my friend does the same, and if we get the gold buff, great, it's a lucky day. I'm not wasting time in world chat hunting for buffs, and since we do everything on one character, it takes barely 5 minutes to finish our energy and move on. Anyway, you still need to log in with all your characters to grab your dailies, and most importantly, to craft double potions. Even though the privilege system makes things way more convenient, you'll still need a steady supply of double potions to keep the strategy going every day. That brings us to the next topic, the real questions and problems with this method. I've thought through all the possible issues, believe me, I've tried to squeeze everything into my daily rotation, and I know some of you are probably already typing out questions in the comments, so let's get ahead of that. I'll tackle every single one of those concerns right now. Now, maybe the biggest concern here is that you can't even find one person to run with. Maybe you're antisocial, maybe you just don't want to deal with people, or maybe you're shy, whatever the reason, it happens. If that's the case, you can always create a second account and run this on a second device. It's not as efficient though, since you won't have 7 characters on your Ultra hunt for the golden fleet buff at the bar, and that makes things a bit more inconvenient. That's actually why this video is called what it is. But honestly, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find at least one person to team up with, since both of you benefit from this method. It's a win-win and it makes everything way smoother. Next question. Okay, sounds good, but I also want to grab scrolls from Critical Conquest. If I just run the same routine with my main every day, I'll miss out. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Since you have 7 characters, you can rotate them 1 per day. That way, you run with a different character each day of the week. This lets you hit your Critical Conquest requirements on every character, so you don't miss out on any scrolls. The only thing you really need to watch is your double potions. Even with the privilege effect making things easier, you'll still need a lot of double potions to keep this up, so make sure you craft double potions every day on every single character. Here's what I do. I craft double potions, then check the golden fleece for the gold buff. If it's not there, I switch to the next character and repeat. Once everything's set up, I pick which character I'll actually use my runs that day and move on. One small headache. Relationship levels are tied to specific characters, even if you and your friend are always on each other's lists. So, if you or your friend switch characters, the relationship level changes. You have 2 options. Either always run with the same character pair, like your gunner with your friend's gunner, or make sure you level up the relationship across all your characters with one specific character of your friend. Now here's the question I know I'll see in the comments, but what about Wanderer's Shop tickets for the gacha? Easy peasy fix. Just make sure you leave your character with exactly 80 energy, 80. Once you are at 80 or below, every stage you clear guarantees a Wanderer's Shop ticket drop. The catch: the game won't let you spend just 20 energy in one go cause of the damn multi. And I know you also want those free purgatory runs without burning permits, so here's what you do. Run 2 normal 10 energy stages first, normal ones. That gets you the gacha ticket and lines you up for the free purgatory run. Now you're probably thinking, but that's only 80 energy and I've got 7 characters, so I need 40 more energy to be as efficient as possible, and here's how you rotate. Pick your main or whichever alt you're running today and do the full routine for the ticket and the purgatory. You will get those anyway by doing everything with one character. For the rest of the characters you have 80 energy, and for the last 2 other characters remaining, use those daily boxes that costs 10 energy each. You can rotate 2 characters per day, open the boxes, do the 20 energy runs, and you are set. Next day, switch your other 2 characters, repeat. Each box stacks up and every 2 days you'll have enough. So you're never missing out on Wonder Shop tickets. This way you keep the gacha rolling on every character, every day, without wasting energy or missing free purgatory runs. And that's pretty much it. There aren't any other big concerns with this strategy, but if you think I missed something, drop it in the comments below. I read everything, and if you've got a good point, I'll cover it in the next video. Now here's a little bonus for the real ones who watched till the end. There is one more thing about this strategy that's not exactly a problem, but it's definitely up for debate. I'm not going to spoil it here. If you figure it out what it is and you are the first one to comment, I've got a secret reward for you. No bullshit, no hints, but trust me, it's 100% worth it. Thanks for watching, happy grinding, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!